Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we're looking at the body's internal communication network, but probably not the one you first think of.
Right.
We aren't talking about the nervous system, those, high-speed electrical wires zapping messages everywhere.
Oh,
We're talking about the slow burn, the chemical covert ops. We are unpacking the endocrine system.
it's a great distinction to make right at the start. If the nervous system is like sending a text message, it's instant, it's digital, and it's over in a second.
Yeah, blink and you miss it.
Exactly. The endocrine system is more like sending a letter. Your registered mail. It takes a little longer to get there, but that
Yeah.
message, it carries a lot more weight, and it hangs around for much longer.
And that durability is really the key, isn't it? The research we looked at emphasizes that these hormones, these chemical messengers in your bloodstream, they're designed for sustained impact.
Hmm.
They aren't just for like a muscle twitch. They're regulating huge long-term projects, growth, metabolism, your mood. And running this whole operation is a tiny pea-sized gland called the pituitary.
The master gland.
Right. But master kind of implies it does all the work itself. It feels more like a conductor, you know?
That's the perfect way to visualize it. Yes.
It's standing at a podium, pointing at the different sections of the orchestra, the thyroid, the adrenals, and telling them when to play and how loud.
That's it. The pituitary isn't making all the hormones itself. It's managing the flow. It's making sure the other glands release their chemicals at the exact right moment.
And that coordination is never more critical than when the conductor decides it's time to cue up the heavy metal track.
You mean the stress response?
The stress response, the
Yeah.
HPA axis.
The HPA axis, yeah. This is the whole mechanism behind that fight or flight feeling. But the source material highlights something really important here. It's not a simple on-off switch. It's a cascade,
Yeah.
a chain of command.
Okay, so let's break that chain down because this is where the biology gets really clever. It starts in the brain with the hypothalamus spotting a threat.
Correct.
But it doesn't just, scream directly at the adrenal glands?
No, it creates a buffer. It's smarter than that. The hypothalamus signals the pituitary first. It's almost like the CEO seeing a problem, but having to get the middle manager to authorize the response.
Before the factory floor kicks into high gear.
Exactly. Then the pituitary releases its signal, which finally travels down to the adrenal glands.
So that buffer prevents the body from dumping high-octane fuel into your blood for, a false alarm. But once that authorization goes through, the adrenals release the payload.
Cortisol.
And cortisol is powerful stuff.
Well, it is. We often demonize it as the stress hormone, but really in this context, it's survival juice. It floods your blood with glucose for instant energy, and it shuts down what it sees as non-essential functions.
Like digestion or immune response.
Right. It's clearing the deck so you can survive an immediate physical threat.
Which is fantastic if you are running away from a lion.
Absolutely.
It is significantly less fantastic if you're just sitting in traffic.
And that is the crux of the entire issue.
Because that's what the data is warning us about, right? We're running antique software in a completely modern world. The system is designed for a sprint, spike the glucose, escape the danger,
Right.
burn off the cortisol, and then recover. But we aren't sprinting anymore, we're stewing.
We're engaging a survival mechanism meant for a life or death physical struggle, and we're applying it to psychological stressors, emails, deadlines, that kind of thing.
So we aren't physically burning off that glucose. That cortisol just sits there.
It just lingers. And that letter, to go back to our earlier analogy, starts to pile up on your desk. The notes are very clear on this. Chronic high cortisol weakens the immune system. It can even impair memory.
The system is basically cannibalizing the body's long-term health for a short-term crisis that never actually ends.
It's a total mismatch of biology and environment. The nervous system and the endocrine system, they work together to maintain balance homeostasis. But the endocrine system just assumes that after the stress, there's going to be a period of rest.
Which there isn't. So, to pull this all together, we have a chemical network led by the pituitary that prioritizes durability over speed. It has a built-in chain of command to safely trigger a huge energy spike to save your life.
Right.
But it has no mute button for modern annoyances.
Which leaves us with a pretty provocative thought to walk away with. Your body is hardwired to prioritize immediate survival over long-term health when it's under stress.
Right.
So if your daily life is constantly triggering that HPA axis, you are, biologically speaking, living in a war zone. The question isn't just how to reduce stress, it's what happens to the machinery of your body when the all-clear signal. What if it never comes?